Hey, this is 4 moves for healthy hips. So we have 3 planes of motion, and in one of those planes we have 2 main movements of the hips and pelvis. So we're going to look at all of those and see how your hips and pelvis do in these movements. So the first one, if we take one hand to the front of the pelvis and one to the back, if we think of the pelvis like a bowl, kind of like this, it can tilt forward, it can tilt back. So if I let my abdominals relax and let the front of my pelvis drop down, see how that feels. And then if I lift the front of my pelvis up and draw the back of my pelvis down, see how that feels. See if you can do it while keeping your knees relatively straight. And if you're having a hard time, you can try it against a wall. So something like this. Feet out in front, pelvis relaxes down, pelvis lifts up. Knees stay straight, especially as the pelvis lifts up. Okay, that's number 1. See how you feel there. Number 2, if I still have this bowl, I'm looking at myself from the front. Pelvis can drop down on one side, down on the other. If I take my hands to my hips, and I try to bend a knee, can that side of my pelvis drop down? And the other side hike up. Likewise, on the other side, can my knee drop down? Pelvis on that side drop down, hip hike on the other side. You can try that at the wall. So if I were to do that at the wall, I'm just going to bend a knee, let that side of my pelvis drop down, keeping both sides of my butt on the wall. You can walk your feet back closer over time to enable your pelvis to stay on the wall as you do this. Okay? That's number 2. Now, in the same plane, my pelvis can kind of shift. It stays pretty much level, shifts from side to side. So that looks like this, sliding. I'm going to try to touch out the windows, sliding. I'm going to try to touch over to the other wall. And I'm just letting the rest of my body follow suit. So notice how that feels from side to side. Are you able to let your pelvis shift from side to side? And again, same thing at the wall. So if I take it to the wall, I'm going to send my hips over to this wall. And I'm going to send my hips over to this wall. Okay, last one is the rotational plane. So if I have my bowl and I'm rotating it to one side and then the other. So you can see I have my right hand and my left hand. My left hand's going to go forward and then my right hand's going to go forward because it's rotating in space. Hands on my hips. This one can get tricky. I'm going to rotate to one side, and first you can notice that the rest of my spine is rotating with it. Okay, then notice, can you keep your chest from moving and just rotate your pelvis? This one is fun to try. See how it goes. And just make notes, differences right to left, front to back, what feels challenging, what feels easy, where you might feel tightness, where you might feel a little pain. Always good to note these things. And then you can start to build your awareness of your own body. Just with this basic information, have a good sense of where your pelvis and your hips are in terms of their health and their range of motion. I hope that was helpful. And if you liked this and you want to sign up for the Healthy Hips and Spine Workshop, it is March 25th, 2023. See you then.